We've got a brand new tool to look over today. This has some fantastic options. You don't want to miss it. So this is the brand new DK24, the Dakoyu Multitool. Now you will see on the packaging that it has Warna. It doesn't really have any of Dakoyu's logo on it, but a lot of times these are made for a bunch of companies, and then these individual sellers on AliExpress can sell them. So this one right here is a new iteration of a couple tools that we've already seen. We have seen some in titanium. We have seen some in G10 as well, with many different colors. Now let's go ahead. I want to go overview a bunch of the features on this tool, and then I want to come back and really talk about three main differences that make this very special. All right, so we've got the plier head, we've got the replaceable cutters. One of the big differences is in the handle. Again, unlike the titanium or the G10, we now have almost like a Leatherman arc freestyle handle scales on this right here. All right, so let's go ahead and look first at the interior tools. Right here, we do have the can opener. We do also have the hook right here. We do have the awl as well. So all these features. Then on the other side, we do have the Leatherman style bit. This is the double-sided bit. This is the one, it's held in sort of like with a magnet right there. And then we do have the flat screwdriver. We've got the wire stripper. And then we do also have this like package cutter as well. We have the saw right there. Then on this side, probably my least favorite tool, we've got the file, which doesn't look super great to me, and then ruler markings on the other side. Not a huge fan of that tool. Then we do have the more sheep's foot style knife right there as well. Then on this side, we have the scissors. And again, with these scissors, you have to snap them into place. A lot of people put them right here and don't realize you have to snap them the rest of the way. Right there. All right, let's do a couple cutting tasks with these scissors. So first of all, we'll go ahead and cut through this strap, which it does very good job through that. Then we'll go ahead and cut the paracord. It does a great job with paracord. Wow, really good. And then we'll do some snips again with the zip tie, and then we'll cut through this rubber inner tube, and it does a fantastic job with all that as well. These scissors seem to be really, really nice. All right, so one of the big things where this is different is this actually has a pocket clip. So let's go ahead, take the pocket clip off. So you go ahead, take it off like so, and then you'll notice that unfortunately it doesn't work with these other tools because this is made especially different. And I don't know if the camera will do very good at picking that up, but if you can see behind here, there is actually like this space right here, and then there's a space that actually your pocket clip fits behind that spacer. So you have to go behind that spacer, fit it in, get it to wedge down there, and then the pocket clip is in place. So I kept trying to get it to fit over that spacer, and it doesn't work that way. Now, I don't think this will work with like the Leatherman Wave. I think it's completely different. Yeah, it's a little different. It doesn't seem to be the same type. Some of these tools are compatible with Leatherman on here, so I just want to make sure. But as far as I know, this doesn't work with a Wave. All right, so then we fit it here, and then we get to snap right in there. So once you figure that out, that it goes beyond that spacer, then it works very well. So I actually really like that pocket clip, and I think that's a fantastic idea that's replaceable, just like I think the Harbor Freight gourd and Multitool is as well. All right, now one of the other things is, well, two of the other parts that are really good, then there's a third part, or a fourth part rather, is the plier head. Now the plier head right here is spring loaded, which a lot of people will like. Also, the plier head, there's a little bit, I don't know if I'd say controversy, but there is a possibility this is the best plier head on a multi-tool ever. Now, I say that because On the website, it says on the AliExpress selling site, it says the Plier's Head is a whole steel plate precision punched and then CNC with much higher hardness and strength. So I was looking into some of this. There's a possibility it might be like 30% stronger than even Leatherman or Victorinox pliers. If that's true, I don't know. We'll see, but it does seem like it has that possibility. Now, the other option is, or the other big plus, is these wire cutters fit in your Leatherman tool. So Wave, Surge, all those right there. Now, to illustrate, I have actually taken my Leatherman Wave. This is an extra set of cutters that you can add. It only adds like $3 maybe to your order, $4, not much. So you can have the extra cutters. I ended up paying $45 total with the cutters for this tool. This is the cutter from here, and then this is your original Leatherman cutter. The other original Leatherman cutter that I took out is right here. So you can tell the new one is a little bit shinier. The original Leatherman is it's a lot more gray. So that is an awesome opportunity that you can use these to replace your Leatherman cutters. Now, with this right here, you do have some extra oil that may perhaps work out the plier head. That's something to be aware of. Now, the fourth really huge thing about this tool is it does seem to have some upgraded materials. Now, they talk about 440 on with the handles. That is something they talk about that's a little bit upgraded. Also, they talk about the knife blade and the scissors are 440 steel. They say stainless steel, 440A. So that's something where they have tried to upgrade it a little bit. And at only $45 with an extra pair of Leatherman style wire cutters, I think that's a pretty good deal. Now, this is the sheath that comes with it as well. It's your Velcro sheath, pretty standard. I don't think it's not as good as Leatherman or even SOG. It's made of a little bit inferior material, but I do like that it's more of this MOLLE style sheath right here. And then you are able to put in some attachments on the side, maybe a flashlight or a pen, something like that. Now, I'm all about Multitools getting better materials, but with this one right here, they have tried so hard that it's really gotten a little bit heavy. It is 11.6 ounces, or when we go to grams, it is 328 grams. Wow, it's getting a little heavy for the pocket, but I do appreciate that they're trying to upgrade the material and make this a heavier duty tool. Now, when you look at these tools, they do all seem to close maybe a little bit better than some other tools in their category. So there doesn't seem to be quite as much wobble on them. They seem to be a little bit more solid, but part of that is due to how you close the pliers. So depending if the pliers get stuck on the other side, they sort of go out of whack, but as long as you close the pliers right, they actually seem to be fairly centered and they seem to actually work pretty well. This tool does seem to have what almost looks like some upgraded washers as well. So I keep talking about the G10 and the titanium version of this, and it doesn't look like they have these washers. They don't have the pocket clip. So there are some big advantages to actually getting this tool. It's not just the same tool with a redone scale on the side. Pretty cool. Now, is this tool worth $45? I definitely think it is. I think it's got a bunch of positives, even over the G10 version and the titanium version, mainly that now it has a pocket clip. I do like the scales as well. I think that the pliers, it's pretty amazing that they are maybe the best on the market, possibly. I do like that you can use these wire cutters interchangeable with Leatherman, the bits as well. But that's one of the negatives because I actually prefer a 1/4 inch bit driver. It's more of a tool I probably would use at home instead of work. So I guess it's not a huge deal. Now the file, I'm sort of split on this because I never use a file really, so it's a preference to some extent. I don't think it's a great file, but it doesn't really affect me that much because again, it's something I don't use. Not a fan of the ruler on the other side. Some people might find that useful, but I don't personally, so some of it comes down to personal taste. Some of these tools right here, I don't think are quite as good as some other tools. I have seen, I might prefer like a couple more screwdrivers. I'm not a huge fan of this rope cutter. I would prefer to have like the serrated blade and the rope cutter on that instead. But again, it comes down to personal preference to some extent. I think it has a fantastic set of specs. I really like how these companies are trying to upgrade these tools. So in the end, I do think it's a pretty good value.